What's up, guys? Talon, back with a video. Just jumped in some Battlefield 1. We have exactly, it's November 3rd, 1:38 in the morning where I live. We have 6 days until Battlefield V is released, so we're under a week at this point. I just uploaded a video to YouTube with some Battlefield 1 content. And after I recorded the video, I realized that I didn't have my microphone enabled in Shadow Play. So I thought I would hop back in, record a little bit more gameplay on a different map, and give you guys a update on the rig, which basically I talked to myself for 13 minutes and didn't realize that I wasn't recording a word of it. So thought I'd hop back in. I got that video uploading right now. It's coming to you guys right now. It should be processing on YouTube. Just a quick update on the rig. I do have an RTX 2080 Ti right now. This is my third RTX 2080 Ti. The first one actually got sent back to Newegg and refunded because it was an Asus Dual. Terrible design, opened it up, didn't look anything like the pictures, so I sent that back immediately, called the Newegg up and said, this doesn't look anything like the pictures. It's not black like it is in the pictures. It looked like a shitty, cheap 2080 Ti. Was not paying for what they were asking for it. Sent that back immediately. Got a refund for that. They actually refunded it because they agreed with me. It didn't look like the pictures. Managed to get an Amazon order and a gigabyte gaming OC card. Had that for about 20 days. It failed. The memory on it started to fail. It was getting artifacting in BF1. It was getting lockups, crashing in all games. PUBG, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Battlefield. Every game I played would either artifact and then eventually crash, or just crash as soon as it loaded the map. The game would just freeze. So that card failed. That was at stock too. It wasn't overclocked or anything like that. Completely stock. That card failed. Amazon, obviously, that's been sent back to Amazon. Getting a refund on it. And I managed to just went on EVGA's website the same day that card started to fail. That night I logged in, or that afternoon, they had them in stock. I overnighted a card to me. I had in 22 hours from EVGA's website from order to having it in hand. So I'm now running an EVGA Ultra XC card, and it is a really great card. The memory overclocks 1,000 megahertz, 1,025 is the max I got for benching. I'm not overclocking at all. I'm leaving that stock because I'm not going to have an issue with memory again, hopefully. And the card is just great. I'm at plus 115% out of 130 possible on the power limit. We have plus 140 megahertz on the core, and that's giving me about 20. You can see 2040 megahertz right now. And I also upgraded. I've got a 9900K at 5 gigahertz, and that's running right now about 1.217 volts under load. And that is real bench stable, game stable, everything stable, and that's giving me some excellent temperatures under my pretty standard 240 mil all-in-one Corsair H100i V2 liquid cooler. So not a 280, not a 360 mil rad or a custom loop. This is just your standard affair. 240 mil, 100, twin 120 mil fans on it, and really good temperatures in a game that loads CPU pretty well. Got a frame time counter down for you guys, and I know that you guys just want to see some gameplay. 2560 by 1440p at 144 hertz. It is a G-Sync monitor, and we are playing ultra settings at 1440p. So I'll hop in here, see what I just got into the game. Let's kind of see how we're doing here. It looks like we're winning right now, so that's kind of fair. So we'll hop into the game and show you guys some gameplay. Keep in mind I am recording this with Shadow Play, so I've noticed lately I'm losing like 10 to 15 frames a second. I don't know what they're doing or what they've done to okay, that guy saved my life. What they've done to Shadow Play, but it is not performing the same as it has in the past. I'm starting to notice bigger and bigger FPS drops. I recorded actually earlier a Rainbow Six Siege video, 1080p or 1440p, and went back and looked at my previous content and noticed that I was losing, even though I'm maintaining, I have 99K and I'm maintaining a higher clock speed, I was losing like 20 frames a second, 15, 20 frames a second in just that one benchmark, same recording setting. So drivers were different. So I don't know if they changed something to make it more demanding. but I decided, you know what, until I figure it out, that is going to be shelved. That particular test is going to be shelved until there's a medic here. Until I can kind of figure out. Wow, we died right as he got me up. So I've decided to shelve that particular test until at least until I can kind of figure out what's going on with it. I'm actually thinking about buying a capture card, a 4K capture card. That's the next thing I'm thinking about purchasing for my system. And that's going to allow me to get much higher quality videos to you guys uploaded and minimize or totally negate any sort of performance loss. At all while I'm recording for you guys. I don't know how he didn't die. That's such BS. Get out of here. So that is, I'm looking at the Elgato. If you guys know anything about it, feel free, if you have one, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know like what you think of it. All the reviews I've seen, and I've looked at some quality comparisons between like using something like Shadowplay, which is obviously robbing me of performance, and then using a dedicated card like an Elgato. And I am looking specifically at the 4K. I'm not going to record at 4K, but I'm hoping I can do like, you know, 1440p, 60 FPS, and get some really high quality content to you guys without any sort of performance, you know, hitching or anything like that. That Shadowplay, you know, it's not bad, and it records okay, but it does definitely introduce a little bit of, you know, lag. It's not a perfect solution. And I'm trying to, you know, get to you guys, show to you guys, you know, the most accurate performance review or performance assessment I can of this equipment. And I think that I need to probably invest in something like that if I'm going to continue to make performance videos. So if you guys want to see any sort of other games, I am obviously looking forward to Battlefield V. I'm going to play that in 6 days. I'm going to pay the ridiculous, what is this? I'm stuck. What is this, EA? I'm stuck on something here. This is absolutely, alright. I'm going to pay the extortion battle, or EA Premier, or whatever the hell they're calling that shit. I think it's nonsense. I do think that if you pre-order a game, you should be able to play that game as early as possible. If you look at it, it seems like that you could potentially just pay for the 1 month of the Origin Premier or Premium or whatever the hell they're calling it, and then decide, you know what, I don't like this game, and cancel it. Or play a couple months when the game is hyped up and it's a lot of fun, play the campaign, whatever, beat it, and then cancel that and have paid less money than somebody who pre-orders the base game, and far less money than somebody who's paying for the deluxe game, and kind of get your money's worth if you just want to, if you're one of those people that just likes to play, like, you know, for the first couple of months or whatever, and then kind of just go away and wait for a sale for it to be $5 or something like that. I really think that EA is kind of ripping people off in that sense, but I ordered the base game. My plan is I'm going to pay for the 1 month of the rip-off Premier or Premium or whatever the hell it is, and then I'm going to obviously cancel right away, get my 1 month out of it, play the game early, because I like Battlefield that much. I've been playing since Battlefield 1942, and then cancel and, you know, probably never use it again until there's maybe another major release in a couple of years for another Battlefield title, if they still have this going on. Who knows? When that decides to come out. That scared the shit out of me. There's another guy up here. Can't hear as well. I've got my audio toned down pretty low, just so it's not completely deafening you guys.
We have lost objective
Shoot
shot.
this tank. Is he dead? Really? I guess so. I guess I got him. Ah, shit, there's another guy. So you guys can see if we look, take a quick look, holding still, 2040 megahertz under load. Really good performance right there. Let's see here. Yeah, about 95% GPU utilization, 94%. So with my 8700K at 5 gigahertz, I was definitely seeing 80, 70, you know, well below the 9900 or 99% mark. So with that at even at 5 gigahertz on all cores, the 900K does seem to smooth out the performance quite a bit, and seems to be holding a higher at least utilization. How did that work? Silence, I didn't even hear the shot. And right as I said, I'm seeing like somewhere around like, looks like I'm dropping 70, 90. So this is one of the more demanding maps on the game. So I thought I would hop into this. And I am noticing that the CPU, even with 8 cores, it looks like 94%, but we saw a drop down to the 70s there. Even with its 8 cores at 5 gigahertz is having, at 1440p, just not fully feeding the CPU. And it could be, yeah, I don't know if it could be I'm recording. It could be a lot of things that are causing it. And it's not RAM. I've got really fast RAM. I'm just going to take out the entire squad. Keep going. Let's try and heal just a second. Show you guys, I'm going to kick the resolution scaling up. You're going to see that we're not really going to lose that much performance. The game will look far better. I'm going to show you kind of how I like to actually play it when I'm not recording just ultra settings. So let's do that right now. So we'll spawn in. Ah, shoot. Game's over. Right as I wanted to do that. I'm going to show you really quickly, though. We're going to spawn back here and see if we can't do it really fast. So we're about 160 frames, 170 frames a second. Typically what I like to do is I'll kick this up to about 125 and then post-process at a medium because it doesn't make any difference in the visual quality. And you can see about 175, but the game is much clearer, right? 125% of 1440p is resolution scaling, so you get a much better looking game, 95% utilization, and that's the way I actually play. But people want to see, they want to see that ultra setting, 1440p, like, oh, you didn't play fully ultra. No, but I kicked it up to 125% resolution scaling, had a better looking game. You know, this map's better. I don't really particularly want to play the snow map. So I'll play for a couple more minutes here and to show you guys a little bit more gameplay. So really enjoying this 9900K. I really didn't need it. I'll be honest, the 8700K is a perfectly acceptable gaming CPU, and it will be for a few more years easily, especially with its clock speed. The 9900K is not the hot box it's made out to be. Of course, we're in the menu right now, so we're loading this thing to 100% almost utilization. You saw that there. But even I've tested this thing with real bench stress test overnight, topped out at about 80 degrees Celsius. Under load, for the most part of that, it was around 70 degrees Celsius, about 75 degrees Celsius, if you were to average out all the cores. And that's at 5 gigahertz on all cores using AVX instructions, no offset, none of that. So easily a capable CPU if you get a good one. This is a really good one. It uses very low voltage. If you get a really shitty one that's going to require somewhere around something like 1.35 volt versus what I'm using, yeah, unless you're going custom loop, you may as well forget about it. You're not going to be running 5 gigahertz without seeing just ridiculous temperatures. I wouldn't even, you know, that's not something that I would really want. I would run it at 4.8 gigahertz or 4.9 if that was really required. Use the lowest voltage possible and be happy with very cool temperatures because you're not going to miss out on really any gaming performance. You know, seeing that nice round number is nice, but at the end of the day, if your temperature is just getting crazy, when it's placed under you know, significant load. It's not worth it. I just managed to hit the lottery on this one. Again, I picked this one up at Micro Center. Got them to match the price I had, my price match that I had with Amazon at $499. Sold my 8700K for $350, and it was a cherry 8700K. I got lucky with that one too. I bought that from Micro Center. Did fast as I clocked it up to was 5.35 gigahertz, and that's obviously with a slight B clock overclock. I had 53 bins, or 53x on the bins, and it scored 1,800 points in bench, so it's a very fast 6-score 8700K. How that guy did not die. I don't know. Did they nerf this gun? I feel like they nerfed it a bit. I haven't played a ton of Battlefield lately, and I'm getting this feeling that the Trench Annihilator was slightly nerfed in an update. It doesn't feel as powerful. It definitely feels like it takes more bullets to kill than it did when they first released this thing. It's still a good gun. It's just not the same gun that it was when it first came out. Where did that guy even come from? I can tell you this. I'm genuinely looking forward to the changes that Battlefield V is bringing. It's a little less shoot die if you guys played the Battlefield V beta. Of course, that didn't kill him, even though I had the knife out. It sort of feels like you need to manage your ammo better. So I was in the closed alpha, and then obviously the second closed alpha, and then I played the beta. And I kind of tuned that a little bit, then they took the ammo back away, and I'm kind of hoping they give us like 3 magazines when the game comes out, when it finally, you know, in a week here. I'm hoping that's some of the changes they made is you get 3 mags to start with all those ammo stations around. I enjoyed that. There's a lot of people that bitched about it. I kind of thought it controlled, and it made you think like, okay, what should I do? You need a little more strategic, work with your team just a little bit more. Ooh, little stutter there, a little hiccup. Really think about, you know, all right, well, I've got this much ammo. I can't just control the entire battlefield. I've got to run back now and rearm up, right? So it was kind of cool. Definitely giving this this gun its name, the Trench Annihilator. Just annihilating that trench. Looks like they're all toast. So we're running at, right now, at 125% resolution scale. Mostly everything on Ultra, and we're still getting 165 frames a second at 1440p. So the RTX 2080 Ti at 64 degrees Celsius, still holding 2010, 2025, is one legit video card. And it should be. I mean, the card's like $1,300. Absolutely insane price. If I wasn't a, you know, an adult with a good paying job, I probably would never buy this video card, ever. It's absolutely insane. I think just a few years ago, at least in my career, I was still making good money, but I would have never even considered paying this much money for a video card. $400, $500 is absolutely insane to me. And obviously I'm further along in my career doing a little bit better, and something like this isn't, you know, gonna break me.
We have taken objective Charlie.
Yeah, it's just fucking, let's go to the alpha. Stay down here, keep push back. It seems like we're just kind of holding these guys back pretty well. They should get a sniper out. They're not close enough for this weapon. I'll go sniper next spawn.
Halfway there.
So still about 48, 50. Let's call it 50 degrees Celsius. I got cores at 40. I am showing the hyper-threading. Obviously, I don't have 16 cores. I have 8 cores, 16 threads. And I don't know why it's showing that additional. See, I can't figure out how to get that thing off the screen. I tried. I clicked through the... I'm using MS Afterburner, trying a different program out for my overlay. Just using their built-in, instead of using a mixture of RIB200 Statistics Server and Hardware Info 64, which I actually noticed was causing me, for the first time, was causing me to get stutters. I didn't notice that. And actually, I discovered it during the Rainbow Six benchmarking, that I was getting these weird stutters back and forth between the frame rate and the minimum, frame rate and the minimum, average frame rate, minimum. It just kept going back and forth, right? Or, you know, the real-time frame rate and the minimums, it was stuttering. As soon as I turned that off and I used this, it went away. And I thought I was getting more realistic results. So I kind of think that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not Shadowplay that was causing such a performance hit. Is that my previous results were actually wrong because it was creating crazy highs but lows, but those crazy highs were pulling the averages up to something that was completely like 20 FPS higher than what they, should have been. I don't know. Something is definitely a little off there.
An enemy dreadnought is en route.
It was also causing weird stutters, which I'm not experiencing, anymore. Game's running smooth. Everything looks good. FPS are good. Temperatures are good.
We have taken objective Charlie.
You know what? For the shits of it, let's take the video. Let's go to 200% utilization. 200%. Pretty much alter settings. Let's try it out. So this is 200% resolution scaling at 1440p. I don't know what that even works out to in actual resolution. You guys can do the math. I'm assuming it's well above 4K. And we're getting about 80 frames a second right now on a 64-person conquest, and it looks insanely good. 83 frames a second. Smooth as butter. I can absolutely play competitively like this without even a problem. This is crazy smooth. I mean, I'm still getting 90 frames a second. This thing is just chewing through. Obviously, I pegged it out now about 100% GPU utilization. But, I mean, it's easy to play. So, I think 4K at 144 hertz right now is finally doable. I think we're finally getting to the point, where 4K 144 hertz, when they finally get those monitors to actually work properly. I'm not buying one right now. They've had too many problems with these initial batches. I know they're out, but they're not 4K 144 hertz. They run at like 4K 91 hertz or 4K 120 with like lower chroma sampling or something, so the color doesn't look as good. But when they release a 4K 144 hertz TN monitor with low response time, I am going to be all over that thing. Because it seems like we're finally getting to a point where the GPUs have kind of caught up. Come on, medic, get me up. Get me up. To the point, at least in something like this, like Battlefield 1, where it's going to be doable. We're finally going to be able to play with that. So I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. I've never used a 4K monitor. I have a 4K TV, but I've never used a 4K monitor. So I have no idea, how much of a difference is it going to really make. I'm more looking right now, I'm looking towards ray tracing, which in a week I'm going to be able to finally play Battlefield V with ray tracing. And DLSS support, I think, is supposed to also be built into the game. We'll see. Probably. I imagine we're going to see some sort of delay at launch, but I'm hoping ray tracing is there in a week, and I'm really looking forward to playing it. I am definitely going to be uploading tons of videos to you guys with this rig. It's ready for Battlefield V. 8 cores, 16 thread, 5 GHz CPU with an RTX 2080 Ti. It's definitely going to be uploaded to you guys. I'm going to get a ton of content out to you. I'll probably upload the entire single player campaign. Still running around here at 100. I haven't even noticed. If I tried this with my 1080 Ti, it would have been just totally unplayable as far as competitive. Right now,
We have
I
lost
could
objective Charlie.
I could probably honestly play this and never go back. It's so damn beautiful looking, and how crisp everything looks, how sharp the image looks, and I'm still cranking out competitively, you know, really good frames per second that you could, you know, you can play. And with G-Sync, it's kept it all smooth. I haven't noticed a single dip.
We have lost objective apples.
Just really insane. Still above 50 degrees Celsius, sub 50 on a lot of the cores, mid 40s with, again, so anybody tells you, oh, those 99 arcades that can't handle gaming, they get way too freaking hot, you're gonna, you know, custom cooler or whatever, closed loop cooler to cool it. No, obviously look at the core load, it's not that high. I agree with that. But runs great. Still holding about 1965. Obviously, it's gone down slightly, and that is because, not because it's gotten hotter, it's only about 65 degrees Celsius. It's not really hot. That's because we're putting 200% of 1440p onto the GPU, and the GPU is going to kind of throttle back a little bit as it uses more power to render that. Obviously, I've got more in the tank. If I went into, right now, if I were to alt-tab on you guys and drag that slider 130% and maybe add another 20 megahertz to the core, we'd be over 2,000 megahertz, no problem. I just don't know if it's completely necessary. So, I think we got this one kind of wrapped up. I didn't do too bad for having kind of a break from Battlefield. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to end it here. This video is way too long as it is. Probably expect that I'm going to get some videos out, maybe, probably not in the next week until Battlefield V comes out. I will catch you guys then.